Are you new to Etsy, or are you thinking of opening your own shop? There are so many things I wish I knew before I began, but after taking my shop to nearly 5,000 orders in about a 4-month period, I've learned a lot along the way. And in today's video, I'll be sharing with you what I wish I knew before starting my shop. Make sure you stay until the end because I think the final tip might be the most important one. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Danya, and on my channel I share with you my journey on Etsy as a newish seller who managed to have their shop take off relatively quickly. I currently run a digital download shop, a print-on-demand shop, and I work a full-time job. Without any further ado, let's hop into the video. You'll occasionally have to deal with a difficult customer. No matter how good your products are, no matter how clear you are in the description or the listing photos, you will run into a difficult customer. It made my heart drop when I got a message from a customer and they weren't happy. It is bound to happen. What you need to do is to hear them out, because I have made a mistake on one of my listings before and the customer was rightfully upset. But you don't want to become argumentative with them. Find out what the issue is and then come up with the solution. I remember when I was newer, I had a customer who ordered the wrong size. And even though I had it in my listing photos and my descriptions that I don't take returns due to ordering the wrong size, I felt bad. I offered this customer a coupon code to where she could reorder again with the correct size, and I would give her a promo code or a coupon code to where she would essentially pay what it cost me to get the shirt made again through Printify. And she was fine with it, no problem. But I offered that to another customer and she was not trying to hear it. And when you're new, I feel like you're so fragile because you don't have any reviews. Maybe if you're lucky, you have a handful, but I made a decision in that moment to issue the refund. I didn't want to get hit with a negative review being that early on into my shop. And I do think that a lot of customers know that game and they play it. Not all, but there are a few out there who will play it. But I had to weigh what worked out best for my shop and myself. And I ate the cost and make the decision that you feel the most comfortable with. For me, I offer the refund. Etsy is not free to start. I think a lot of people get into the mindset that they can open an Etsy shop and put a bunch of items up. That's pretty much it. Not quite. They recently implemented a new policy where they're charging people, I think, $15 to open a shop, but you have to pay money to open a shop now on the Etsy platform, and you don't get that money back. So it isn't like you get paid back when you make your first $15. That money is gone. So immediately you're out $15, and then each listing you have to pay 20 cents. And you want to get a lot of things up to have a filled out shop, but you have to pay for that. And then you have to think about potentially getting a Canva subscription, maybe a Kittle subscription, Creative Fabrica, a Printify or Printful subscription, maybe Photoshop. There are a number of different things that you have to take into account when you begin your shop. It is not something that you can just start with $0, but it doesn't have to cost a whole lot of money. I feel like budgeting between $50 to $100 is doable. Probably leaning more towards if you're a digital shop or you're doing print on demand, you have to think about buying quality mock-ups. You have to get good quality mock-ups if you want to have a higher chance at having a higher conversion rate. So 50 would be a little challenging to budget for. I think 100, you could be a bit more comfortable with it. And then you can always find a free month trial with a lot of the programs to confirm that you even want to use it before you start. SEO is not set and forget it. Trends are changing all the time, and you have to keep up with that. You have to make sure that you are doing the research, not only the market research, but the design research too, to ensure what you're creating is in line with the items that are currently getting the bestseller badges or the popular now badges. Trends change all the time, and you have to be on top of it. I've mentioned it before. You may want to consider investing in a research tool, whether it's Marmalade, Allura, Everbee, eRank, any of those. There's a lot out there. I'm a huge believer in even trying out one to see how you like it, because in the beginning, I was not going to pay for that. I told myself I can figure it out. I can do this on my own. And technically, you can. But if you're new, it's a good idea to get started with that immediately. That way, you can make your shop stand out and you have a better chance at competing with the bigger sellers out there who've been doing it a lot longer than you and who have more inventory than you. You're not putting up a random item or an item in an overly saturated niche. With the market research tools, you can streamline that process. And I have a couple of other videos on my channel demonstrating how I do my market research. And after doing it for the amount of time I've been doing it, I think I found a pretty quick and easy way to do it. It really comes down to figuring out a way that works with you. And that way you can do quality SEO and you can have quality listings without being too consumed with it. Now, I do want to note that if you do happen to have an item that's getting traction, views and favorites, and of course orders, don't touch the SEO, because if you do, you're pretty much starting the algorithm all over again on Etsy and you'll lose all the traction. Even if that listing has a crappy thumbnail photo and not the greatest SEO, do not touch it. You do it all. You have to deal with the customer service. You have to deal with putting the orders through. You do everything. When you're first starting out, you likely don't have a team. I don't have a team. I'm a one-woman show, so I have to handle all of the customer service. I have to deal with putting the orders through. I have to make sure quality is good. I have to make sure that on my digital download shop that all the attachments are good to go and there are no issues with the files. There's a lot that you have to do and you do it all. Now, in the beginning for me, I was overwhelmed by all of that. But I didn't quit. I kept going and I eventually became really good at all of that stuff. And anytime you have a business, I highly encourage you to learn every part of it before you start hiring help. Because what if the person that you hire either quits or something happens and you don't know how to do what they did? If anything were to happen, you can hop right in and take care of it. If you're getting value out of the video so far, I would love it if you hit the like button, you subscribe to the channel, and left a comment below letting me know how you feel about opening your shop. You need to have patience. I'm going to say it one more time. You need to have patience. And I'm kind of still telling myself this too at the same time. When I opened my Etsy shop, I thought all I needed was a cute product, some cute pictures, and I would be getting orders overnight. Nah, not really how it happens, my friends. And each item that you put up in your shop, get better each time and go into it with realistic expectations that you're not going to put up one item and then wake up in the morning with 100 orders. It doesn't happen overnight. A good majority of the items you put in your shop will probably never sell. Maybe one or two times, but the majority of them will just not sell. And so you have to be prepared for that. But that is why I preach that you are one listing away from changing the trajectory of your shop. And I get it. You're putting a lot of time into the research. You're doing all the things correctly. You're watching the YouTube videos. Maybe you're part of Etsy communities or Facebook groups. You're doing everything that you hear YouTubers talk about, and you're not getting the results you had hoped for. Hang in there. Because what happens if tomorrow you were going to put a listing up and that is the one that would have had your shop take off, but you quit and you would never know? And a bonus tip, look at your shop objectively. I remember in the beginning, I would look at my shop and I'm like, oh yeah, that's so cute. I love everything about it. But I was looking at it through my own eyes. I had to take a step back and look at my shop as a customer. Take the emotion out of what you're designing, out of what you're putting in your shop, and begin to build the skill of looking at your shop objectively. There's room for all of us, and there is no reason that your shop cannot take off, and you can change your life and improve your future. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below if you have any other tips to give to all of us who are on our journey. I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.